Ult coming in from every single angle. There's a time warp, but look at this concave, this crescent moon.
This is what's going to happen now. The supply goes in HuK's favor.
He's just going to barrel through, take out whatever.
So much file here coming forth.
Looking like Nesty is going to take it here.
Dancing the roaches a little bit. Scarlet. Now the Hydras are exposed. Those Vita's going to die, and it's not really going to make that much of a difference to GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome back to WCS America. So excited to bring you some more Challenger League group play action. Of course, I'm Axel Toss. This is Axel, and we want to apologize for a little bit of a delay we had today, some technical issues, but we've gotten past it, and now we're ready to watch some StarCraft 2. I'm super excited. Of course, let's talk about what's happened so far in the first 2 days of group play at Challenger League.
That's right. On Monday, we saw Group A play, and that group was a pretty interesting group. A lot of people said it might be one of the toughest groups. Ghost User expressed his dismay at having such a talented group of players in there. Of course, the group had HuK, the STC, Ghost User,
Maxed.
and Maxed. Yes,
of course, Maxed took first place in that group. STC got second, of course. STC kind of did it the hard way. You know, he fell down to the loser's match after falling to Maxed, but then defeated HuK and defeated Ghost User on Tuesday. We had another pretty exciting group involving, of course, Vibe and Major, who ended up moving on to the Premier League. They were able to get past their opponents. Of course, trying to... Oh, actually, this is... There we go. Of course, Killer... not able to make it on. A lot of people surprised by that, and Bales, the dark horse of the group, unfortunately getting fourth place.
Vibe looked very, very controlling to that group, going through in first place, of course, Major in second. That brings us to today. Today is going to be Group C, and of course this group is going to be a little bit of a shorter day because Idra is going to be forfeiting his matches, and so it's a three-person group between Capoch, HuK, and XY. The first match is between Capoch and HuK. The winner will go up against XY. And then the loser will actually end up in that final match.
That being said, HuK and Capoch are in the lobby right now. We are live here with WCS America. Guys, get on Twitter, get on Reddit, get on Team Liquid, have a conversation. Join the Twitch chat. Say hello to the other people watching these matches. Because this is going to be a lot of fun. First up, HuK versus Capoch. First map is going to be on Star Station. The winner of this match will advance to the winner's match to play XY. And this is a little bit of an interesting match because Capoch and HuK, they've met before in WCS America, Mr. Axlev.
In fact, they met in the round of 32 Premier League.
Yes.
And in that situation, there's a funny moment there where Capoch kind of had a trap stalker and HuK was taunting him a bit with it. It was a little bit of a fun game. Of course, HuK prevailed in that series pretty convincingly.
2-0.
Yeah, very, very convincing win.
Of course, HuK ended up getting third in that group.
Yes.
Which is why he fell to the Challenger League bracket stage. But let's introduce these players before we get too far along in this game. In the bottom left-hand location of Star Station, I present the Argentinian, the Red Protoss player, by the name of Capoch. He's fourth in his round of 32 Premier League group, 0-2 Sen, 0-2 HuK. First place, WCS Argentina 2012. Very unique play style, of course, was able to, you know, I would say upset Ghost User in the Challenger League bracket after defeating Telia. Went 2-1, 2-1 in the Challenger League bracket stage before falling to Nesty 0-2. Guy you can't ever count out. Of course, his opponent in the top right-hand location, the Blue Protoss player who most people know. He's been in the scene for a very long time, one of the best non-Korean players to ever play StarCraft 2. Can he continue his success in Heart of the Swarm? Having trouble so far in WCS America. He is HuK. Chris Loranger.
I think as far as prize money goes, he's probably in the top couple players outside of Korea. I mean, I think Stefano is #1 outside Korea.
Yes.
But HuK is...
Nani was up there.
Yes. HuK's definitely top 5, though. And he's definitely top 1 from the Americas as far as prize money earned. Very, very, very talented player. He was the guy to look out for in the first 2 years of StarCraft 2. Since then, he hasn't been quite as dominant, but he still is a guy you have to watch out for.
Yeah, you know, HuK pretty much known for his micro you know, there was that the statement he made, I don't know, it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where he has top 3 control. That's always been like a meme, whatever you want to call it, associated with HuK. But no, his control is very good. You know, some people give him a little bit of a hard time based on that comment, but that's what he loves. That's where he thrives, in those micro engagements, really controlling his units properly, and that's very important in PvP. So, Capoch versus HuK. I feel like most people are going to consider HuK the favorite, but again, Capoch, a very worthy player from Argentina, definitely take the win here.
Yes, and Capoch plays a very unique style. He can catch a lot of opponents off guard. Of course, his style is often based on aggression, and aggression often comes out to who can micro better, and you never want to get into a micro war against HuK. As you mentioned, this guy is known for his micromanagement, and that's a result of the fact that he's one of the hardest working StarCraft players there is. And hard work often translates into exceptional micro, because micro is a lot about your hand-eye coordination, how fast your hands move, and your experience with the game, where some of the other things have to do with other skill sets as well.
By the way, HuK is 6th on the money list among non-Koreans, behind Stefano, Mana, Nurchio, Naniwa, and Thorzane. $78,575.
So number 6 outside Korea, number 1
yes.
in the Americas.
Yes, correct. Of course, Idra just behind him at $64,175.
Not a bad chunk of change there.
You see HuK opening up with the Twilight Council here. Blink underway.
So it's going to be Blink Mirror. It's going to be a very micro-based situation. HuK's only on 2 gateways. Capoch is actually only on 2 as well. Both players not really committing fully to doing an all-in Blink Rush quite yet. In Heart of the Swarm, people tend not to do as much probe cutting as you saw in Wings to Liberty. We can see that both players have a full 1-base economy. Nobody was cutting probes at like the 20 mark or anything crazy like that. In fact, it's 23 probes to HuK against 25 of Capoch's.
Robo on the way as well. Of course, it's important to have that. Oh, wow. Capoch getting Blink and a Dark Shrine. But I don't know if that's going to work, considering HuK does have that Robo. It's not like HuK is investing everything into this Blink Stalker play. Of course, it's something very dangerous. Generally, around the 6-minute mark, you want to start proceeding into some sort of detection, whether it be a Stargate or a Robo. HuK deciding on a Robo here, and Capoch is the guy taking a risk. He doesn't have any potential for detection, even adding on a 3rd gateway. So, you know, if this was a DT opening from HuK, this could be very dangerous for Capoch, but as it stands, it's looking okay.
It's going to be interesting. HuK's Mothership Core is under pressure. Time Warp to try to keep it alive.
That's a great Time Warp, I think. Targeting down one Stalker, trying to target another, running away another Stalker from those 2 Zealots that are being pesky. The Mothership Core will end up falling here. Zealots swiping away at the Stalkers of HuK, but now he can just micro away those units. Great control here from HuK so far. It's 2 units lost to 1 in favor of the blue Protoss. The Dark Shrine is about to finish as well as a Blink.
And that Dark Shrine is going to be necessary for Capoch to defend. Of course, he only has a single Stalker and 3 Zealots against the 6 Stalkers of HuK. But HuK's in a position where he's having a hard time microing as he goes up the ramp.
I think he smells it. When you see this many Zealots,
oh yes,
I think you're going to absolutely know what's going on. Targeting down the Mothership Core, takes it out. The Zealots trying to get those shots up, and a DT going to start swiping away at those Stalkers. So HuK is going to back away. Meanwhile, a couple DTs actually being sent into the main base of HuK. HuK has an Observer there, and both of these DTs are going to fall, and HuK is going to take a commanding advantage in this game.
Those are expensive. Oh, look at that. He's passing a DT, so it can't outrun the Observer.
Wow.
Of course, a DT can move faster than Observer. So if he can just keep running, he can get out of that detection range. But what HuK did is he put his units in front of the DT to prevent it from escaping. A nice move there, and that's 2 DTs is very expensive, and HuK's gonna have a decisive lead now.
HuK's going for it. He's realizing his advantage, adding on another gateway, keeping 4 Zealots in his main with an Observer there. So DT counterattacks won't do much at all. HuK going across the map with only his Stalkers and an Observer. Let's see what kind of damage he can get done. He also has a Pylon right at Capoch's natural expansion to start pushing up the ramp, kiting away from the Zealots, blinking back the weakened Stalkers. All these trades are going to be good for HuK, and it's going to be up to Capoch to come up with a miraculous defense.
Oh, HuK's Blink Micro was so good. Not a single Stalker lost yet. Every battle being so efficient, backing up to the shields regenerate, let the Blink cooldown come back up, and now he has an Observer there as well.
Also has a Mothership Core back home, which is going to help against those DTs as well, the DT counterattacks. HuK right now has a 60-46 supply advantage. Again, blinking back those weakened Stalkers, taking out every single Zealot, even offensive blinking up the ramp here. Capoch on the run, trying to warp in more and more Stalkers, but HuK has plenty more. The Stalker count is 12-7, and blink or not, 12 is most of the time going to be 7 Stalkers.
And with HuK's micro, it's even more so. They're pushing for an offensive blink.
Yeah.
Probes are coming off the line, but HuK's focusing his opponent's Stalkers down, but actually overcommits a bit.
Yeah.
He ran a lot of Stalkers into probe line, and you know what? Each probe's not too scary, but when there's a bunch of them, they can pack a punch here. HuK forced back for a bit, but he has more and more warp and Zoned away, and of course, Capoch lost some mining time when he had to pull those probes.
Absolutely, and of course, HuK in that situation had a lot of weakened Stalkers, very deep in the red, so the probes able to get some damage done there. HuK is not done with his aggression. Capoch still scrambling to make this work. Targeting on the Cybercore, I love that idea. If you can eliminate your opponent from being able to make Stalkers, and you have Blink Stalkers, you're probably going to win the game. So Capoch trying to make this work with probes and Stalkers, but now HuK mixing in some Zealots of his own, 6 in total, and I don't know how Capoch is going to deal with this. Another offensive Blink here from HuK, and there's the GG from Capoch. And HuK with the immediate reply, like he was ready to type that. But HuK taking the 1-0. Pretty solid game. You know, it was a game characterized by his decision to go for that blink play and then being aware of exactly where his opponent was going. You know, it takes a really good player to be able to identify, okay, he has 3 Zealots, he has 4 Zealots. Where is his gas going? HuK had an observer, waiting back home, shut down the DT play.
Very heads-up play by HuK, and his micro was exceptional there as well. I mean, he had a Stalker lead, and a big part of the reason why he had a Stalker lead was because early on he killed a couple of his opponent's Stalkers, and you just kill 2-3 Stalkers early on, and all of a sudden it can steamroll, and you throw up 3 Stalkers, now you have more damage output, so you can kill their Stalkers even faster. It just gets worse and worse and worse, so HuK really heads-up micro throughout that game.
Yeah, HuK taking the 1-0 advantage here in this best of 3. He's 1 win away from advancing to the winner's match of this group to play XY. Guys, stay tuned. Game 2 coming up between HuK and Capoch.